What's good, beautiful souls? Back here with another one. What I wanted to talk about really is this story that we put on what we are experiencing. I had saw a Robert Grant. He posted on his Instagram about this, and it really made me come to realize that I have been talking about this really, but the story that we put on our experiences. And example of this is I'm sad. I realize I'm sad. That is the awareness of me being sad, But my awareness is not really feeling it. My awareness is being aware of it, as if my human body or avatar is the one experiencing it and going through with it. Now here comes the story, is that being sad is weak. That is a story that we usually live in. That is a story that we usually put on emotions, circumstances, and even others around us. And which is projections when you are putting that story onto others. Projections of an experience that you may be going through yourself and that you are not being aware of. And that's how others help us be aware of other things that we may not be aware of or may not be seeing in ourselves. So that's how others help us see that. And when you are able to change this story, when you're able to know that this story is, when you're able to ask yourself if that story is 100% true, and if not, how would it feel not believing in that story? Or how would it feel changing the perspective? Because once we do that, we change our vibration, we change our frequency, which is a mirror, as the universe is a mirror. So we are putting out what we are getting in. So within, so without. So when you change that story, change that narrative, change that perspective, you are changing what you are putting out. You are changing the reality outside of you. And this happens as you go through life. It is not just you do this one day and everything will change. Y'all gotta know that being consistent and being aware every day, every second of these stories, these narratives that we love to put on things, emotions, circumstances, and so forth, that they are not 100% true, and that sometimes they can hold us back from expressing and being our truest self and really fulfilling our highest goals and what we love to do and our passions in life. Because really it goes to when the body really runs off how you are feeling, how you are thinking, and that has to go with the story, with the narrative that we put on things. So of course we're going to feel sad at times, of course, but that does not mean necessarily that we are weak. Of course we feel angry at times, even spiritual people or whatever, the people that you think don't somehow go through these emotions. And I've talked about before how we're all humans at the end of the day, so we go through challenges, even the most successful people. But that is how they go through, that's how they make them challenges, make them stronger, is the story in the narrative that they may put on it. They change it, or they know that if it is not benefiting them, or if it is not true, then they will change it, and they will change it to a better reality, change it to a better circumstance as it benefits them. Because as we have been programmed, especially men nowadays, expressing our emotions or feeling our emotions is weak, or even being vulnerable, or I don't like to say vulnerable, but authentic is weak. And that's how we suppress, that's how we get trapped, especially between our ears in our mind. And that is a scary place to be trapped. I've been trapped there before, trust me. And it is all about working through it. It is all about changing. Let me turn this on for y'all. Y'all see me a little bit better. But changing that narrative. And changing that story. Because y'all, it really does it really dials down to the perspective. It really dials down to how you want to feel about it, how you want to face that circumstance. And facing them is the best way to do it, facing them challenges, especially them challenges, as they are there to teach us and to help us learn and to help us grow and help us elevate to our best self, to our most authentic self, and to express what we really love to do in our highest passions. And now is the best time to do that. And now is the time to do that, because there is no better time to start than now with what you can and what you got. As yes, we grow up in these circumstances and some have more than others, but it's how it is what you do with what you got, and it's how you do it. As investing time, investing more than just money, because we can invest so much more than just money, than just what we think is the only thing that we can invest. And when it comes down to it, there's many forms of abundance, so many forms, not just money. It is things we have that help us do the things that we love, or tools that we can use, especially in a good way, to benefit us and grow us with our passions and our gifts and our talents, as we all have unique, beautiful gifts and talents. And it's really good to understand that, especially because if you see someone doing something in the same way as you, knowing that there's not another you and there's not another me, we all do things in our own beautiful way and contribute to the whole, to humanity's consciousness, as we are one. We are one with Source. And yeah, y'all, it's really just as simple, but it's not that easy, because really the way we have been programmed and the way the government, and it's not to hate them, as with light there must be dark, with dark there must be light. Understanding this, having compassion for this, helps you also have a different story about it. Because especially when I first got awakened, the story was the government is out for us. They've done this, they've killed so many people because of magic, because of people trying to heal so many indigenous people, which we don't condone that stuff for nothing, and it still wasn't right. But it was all for a reason. It was all to get us to now, as we rise like the phoenix, as we come together and we change the story together and make a better story for our humanity, for our kids, for generations to come, as we are doing that. And it gets so much bigger, y'all, when y'all start doing y'all gifts and start doing your passions and finding ways to give to others. As the more you give, the more you receive. But it's not about receiving, it's really about giving. And not saying that you shouldn't receive. You should make your abundance. You should be in a wealth frequency. But in doing all this and changing the story and being in a state of positivity, being in a coherent state, as I like to say. I've been trying not to use the words good or bad, because that is judging. But being in a coherent state, being in a coherence frequency, a vibration, will help you know that every day you have the ability to change the story, that every day you have the awareness to be aware of what emotions you may be going through or what circumstances that may be popping up, and you have that awareness, and that you are not fully just this human body, as this human body has got so many gifts and can heal itself, and we have DNA that is unimaginable. And all we have to do is tap into that. But a way of tapping into that is through our soul, is through our consciousness, which is not totally in this human body, which is our divine self, our light being. And that gives us access to do things that monkeys or mammals cannot do. We have the ability to even speak, to cast spells, which is changing the story, and the ability to feel and change how we feel, which is changing our reality. And all of it ties into changing our reality. And when we do that, we affect so many other people around us, as we are energetic beings, and that energy amplifies, and it will only continue to grow as you continue to grow, especially by being aware and being grateful for the present moment, being grateful for just getting up today and having water if you have that, or having just simple things that we tend to look past so much, especially me that I gotta remind myself. Thank y'all for watching this. Make sure y'all know y'all story. Make sure y'all believe in what y'all know is true and what serves and benefits you most, especially not just you, but those around you and the whole. As we are divine beings, we are light beings, and the good that we can impact is so much bigger than sometimes we think we can. And our imagination, our ability to change our state, and our awareness, and many more are gifts that we have that we tend to look over. I love y'all. Make sure y'all comment, like, and yeah, subscribe, because I'm going to keep coming these out with y'all, man. Hope y'all can see me pretty good. This sun's been beaming through my door. Might have to get that checked. This has been happening the last 2 or 3 videos. But yeah, I love y'all. Stay grateful. Stay yourself. And I'll catch you on another one. I'll see you.